Hello, this is Shalimar Steinberg, and I'm continuing on with the second part of our XREFs and blocks tutorial. So we have now completed adding the XREFs in so that we have the overall motel floor and the individual rooms assigned. We are now going to go ahead and use blocks from the block library in AutoCAD in order to add furniture to these rooms. If you look at the assignment, it says to type Add Center, which is going to take you to the ability to open the Design Center. Usually you don't want to scroll down the list of folders because you can lose the appropriate one pretty easily. However, I have on Moodle written the complete list of files or folders that you have to go through in order to get to the one that you want if you do lose your place. The next thing that you're going to do is look for the specific blocks subfolders in the libraries that you want, i.e. the ones relating to home design. You can choose the specific blocks that you like for beds, tables, any other things that you think are appropriate for a hotel room. You're also going to want bathroom fixtures. And you can do all of those on one layer if you want to, or you can add them on separate layers. You will need to create layers for this, as you will not be able to edit any of the ones that are already part of the XREFs. And then you want to go ahead and size and scale your drawing overall to fit on your B-space or B-size template in your paper space. Okay, so let's go do that really quick as an example. So here I am back in the drawing, and I'm going to go ahead and create that layer for furniture. So I'm going to go ahead with the 0 layer as my base, and I'm going to call it furniture. And then I'm going to leave it as the white, continuous, and default thicknesses, so all the rest of the settings are fine. And then I'm going to go ahead and close that. I'm going to switch over to that layer so that the blocks that come in. Now here you can see the layers that were brought in with the XREF drawings that we brought in. These layers are not going to be editable for us as far as choosing them to do other things on, because they are part of the XREF drawing. I can click on them and not make them the current layer, but I would be able to edit them in my layer manager if I wanted to. So I'm going to choose my furniture layer here. And then I'm going to type Add Center. So this is one of those commands that can't easily be found in the ribbons. It's no longer located up there, so we're just going to type Add Center. And you can just do ADC, and it takes you right there. You pick the Add Center. And now it opens up the manager, and you see what I was talking about as far as having the folders open. If you scroll too much, you may have a hard time getting back down to where you were. However, if you needed to, it's under the PC, then the local disk C, Program Files, Autodesk, AutoCAD 2019. Skip the first one that says ENUS and go down to Sample. Under that, you're going to click the plus next to ENUS, and then next to that, you're going to click the plus next to Design Center. Now these are the individual libraries, so there are ones for HVAC and landscaping and kitchen and basic electronics, etc. We are going to be looking mainly at the House Designer and Home Space Planner, but you might take a plant from the landscaping one or something like that if you're interested in. So if I click on the plus next to Home Space Designer, I can then click on the block section and see my beds, etc. I'm going to go ahead and choose the bed here. It's a queen sized. Now I can either click on it and drag it off the screen into my drawing, or I can double click on it and open the insert command, which allows me then to specify if there is an insertion point that I want, or if I want to scale it to a size other than 1:1. Here I'm going to leave it at 1:1 because I want it to come in at its real size and shape. I could also give it a uniform scale only, and I could give it a rotation angle to come at in if I want it rotated. I am in fact going to rotate it because I'm going to put it in one of the rooms and I want it to be up against the side wall, not against the windows or the bathroom. So I'm going to go ahead and say rotation angle 90 degrees. And I do not need it to explode on entering. I will explode it later if I want to, so I'm going to say OK. And then you can see that it's here attached to my mouse. So I can either drag this off screen or close it for the moment. And then I can go into my room and place the bed anywhere that I want it to be. I'm going to place it about centered in the room here. and I can get in really close so I can see how far from the wall I want it, etc. And you can see it's a basic bed. It's got the linen and pillows on it. And then I can go back into my Ad Center. I could right click and just open the last command that I did. And then I would need to go back into browsing, or I can go ahead and type Ad Center again. And that's going to take me back to the list of all the different things that I could use. So there's computers and chairs, even things like pianos. I will also briefly show you the House Designer one. This has things more like the bathtub and fixtures, a pedestal sink, toilets, windows, so the kind of more fixture-oriented things. And then if you did want some plants, or if you wanted to have a small kitchenette as part of a room, you could click on one of these. So for landscaping, for example, you could do a potted plant, or a lamp, or a tree outside the building, or something like that if you wanted to. Okay, once you've done any blocks that you're going to add, you're going to want to come into your BSpace paper template. You're going to double click into your window, and first you're going to do the zoom extents, which remember you can do by double clicking your mouse wheel, or you can type Z and then enter and then E for extents, which is what I'll do just to show you this time. Z, and then now I have the option of E for extents, and it zooms to the biggest size it can be and still show everything in the drawing. And then I'm going to go down here and I'm going to pick a scale that works for it. In this case, I believe that it was either 1/8 or 3/16, somewhere around there, that fit pretty well. So 1/8 is just a little bit big, meaning that the doors get cut off, so I'm actually probably going to go up to 3/32. And that's a little bit small looking here, but when you print it out on a full B-size sheet, it looks just right. So I'm going to go ahead and double click outside of here, and then I would go in here and edit my scale and edit the date and all these things that I need to, and be able to submit my drawing. So remember, when you're looking for those blocks, you type Ad Center, and then you can follow the steps to get to the right library, and those blocks can either be dragged in, or you can double click them and use the Insert command. Have fun designing your little hotel, and I will see your work when you're finished. Bye.